Shalom, this is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under Command John YAHANNA, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. The I.S.U.P.K is not affiliated with any other group. Okay, today is the Tuesday Brotherhood class. You know what I mean? Down here in the UK, I'm Priest and Officer 500, Shamgar, Bun Yam class. Today we're going to talk about, you know what I mean? Part of Brotherhood is, you understand, being born again. You understand?
That's right.
Part of Brotherhood is acknowledging your fault and acknowledging the ways of the world and coming back to your rightful heritage, man. And that's what Brotherhood is. Brotherhood is being born again and changing yourself and coming back to your heritage, man. You understand? But Salakia, if you could get me Shalom, okay, another Christ. Hey, can you get me Jeremiah 17:4, Sean?
Go on. Jeremiah 17, Salakia, what was it?
Jeremiah 17:4. You understand? Because we as people have lost our heritage, man. And we must come back to our heritage. And the only way to do it, the only way to do it, also Christ. The only way to do that is to be born again, man. Is to understand the true baptism of the scriptures, man. You understand? That's the only way we can truly achieve brotherhood in this day and age, man. In 2020. So I can read that.
Jeremiah 17, verse 14.
4,
Salakia. And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage.
The Israelites, you understand? The Israelites of the Bible, which are the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you understand, since 1969, the I.S.U.P.K has been teaching that the so-called blacks of the transatlantic slave trade and the natives of South Central America, it's like North Central South America, are the biblical Israelites, man. And those Israelites lost their heritage, man. They lost their heritage in slavery, man. We lost our heritage because we forsook the law of our fathers, man. And that's who we are today, man. It said, read that again, Salakia.
Jeremiah 17, verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage that I gave you.
The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans discontinued from our heritage, man. We discontinued from the brotherhood that we once kept. We discontinued from the heritage and the laws and the customs we kept, man. Our feast days and our royal apparel, man. We fell astray from our heritage, man. Read on.
Khan. That I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
So in the land which we will not know, man, in the UK, in the Americas, man, all over Europe and all over in Vietnam and China, you understand? We were scattered all across the four corners of the earth, man. And because in that we lost our heritage, man. So like, give me Acts 7 and verse 51, because we have to come back to the spirit of the Lord, man. The spirit of the Lord in which we have always rejected it in history, man. In history, we've always rejected the spirit of the Lord, and that's what we must come back to today, man. You understand? To achieve this great brotherhood that the U.P.K has been teaching and been promoting, you understand, and been keeping. We must understand these things, man. We must understand the faults that we made as a people and acknowledge those faults, man, and better ourselves for it, man. So like, read that.
So like, what was that? Acts 7:54.
51.
Acts 7 verse 51. You stiff-necked and uncircumcised in heart.
So uncircumcised in heart, meaning the mind. You understand? Because back in that time, you understand, in the time of Christ, there's brothers who were physically circumcised. They born keeping the law. You know what I mean? Born in the temple, in the priesthood, but they were not keeping the law. You know why? Because they were hypocrites, man. They were physically circumcised, but it was for nothing because they would lie on their brothers, man.
That's right.
They would cheat their brothers. You understand?
Right.
They would disrespect the honor that our king gave us, man. They would disrespect the order that was set up. You understand? And they forsook the law that was to be kept. You understand? And to compromise and be subservient to the other nations, man.
Right.
And these were uncircumcised in heart. These brothers were uncircumcised in their minds, man. Read on.
Khan. And ears, you do always resist the Holy Ghost.
So the Holy Spirit, we always resisted the Holy Spirit, man. You understand? That word ghost in there is a mistake. You understand? That word ghost is really it's supposed to be spirit. You understand? We rejected the Holy Spirit, the vibe of the Lord, man, the Spirit of the Lord, the Spirit of the Lord. We rejected these things. Read.
Quran. As your fathers did, so do ye.
So as our fathers, and so do we continued that same fashion of being rebellious and wanted to serve the other nations' gods and wanted to go against the leadership that the Lord set up, man. We continue to do that.
Quran, verse 52. Which the prophets have not your fathers persecuted. So like which of the prophets have not your fathers persecuted? And they have slain them, which showed before of the coming of the just one, of whom you have been now the betrayers and murderers.
You understand? Many of our people, more specifically the scribes and Pharisees and the religious leaders of the day, we always rejected of the Lord, man. Rejected our King Yahushua Mashiach, you understand? Rejected the men who are righteous and rejected the sound doctrine that they were teaching, man. You understand? Read.
Quran, verse 53. Whom have received the law by the disposition of angels and have not kept it.
You see what I'm saying? That's what we rejected, man. We rejected the law, the Spirit of the Lord, man. What the Lord has given us, you understand? His vibe and his structure and order of things. That's what we rejected, man. We rejected the law of the Father, man. Read on.
Quran, verse 54. When they heard these things, they were cut to the heart.
You understand? They were cut, man. You understand? Because this is the reality of today, man. When the UPK goes out and teaches the people and shuts down all their false religions and their false doctrines, we cut them to the heart, man. It's a cut to the heart because why? They can't deny what is true, you understand? It is a cut to always correct those who are in fault and those who are wrong. You understand? Read on.
Quran Khan. And they gnashed on him with their teeth.
You understand? There you go, man. I mean, they came with their attitude. They came with their hatred and their guile they came with, man.
Right.
That's the spirit that was not of the Lord. You understand?
Right.
So, like, give me John 3 and verse 3. Baruch Hashem.
John chapter 3, verse 3. Yahweh answered and said unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born again,
So
he cannot.
Yeah, go ahead.
He cannot see the kingdom of Yahweh.
You understand? Unless a man be born again, you understand? Let's see throw away and kill off the old man, you understand? He kill off the old vibes and the old thought and the old mindset, you understand? And the old way of doing things.
Right.
Let the man do that and be born again into something new, you understand? Lest he completely change his ways, he will not see the kingdom of the Most High, man. You understand?
That's right. Right. Verse 4, Nicodemus saith unto him, How can a man be born when he is old? Can he enter the second time into his mother's womb and be born? Yahushua answered, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born of water and of the Spirit, he cannot enter into the kingdom of Yahweh.
You understand? He could not enter, man. You know why? Because he has to change his mind, man. He has to be changed, corrected by what is written in the scriptures, man. So like, give me Ephesians 5:26 one to show. You understand? That's what the water is, man. Because this is the water and the understanding of what will change us, man. What will guide us in this last days, and what will actually baptize us and make us reborn. You understand? To make us be reborn to know that you don't hold a grudge against your people, man.
That's
to make us be reborn to know that we choose our own rather than the enemy. You understand?
Right.
Because reborn to know that, listen, man, there is a place of order and structure here, man.
Right.
It may not be what you like, it may not feel good, but there is only one people And there's only one place where the Lord has set up his people, man. It's set up the men that are to lead his people, man. That's in the I.S.U.P.K, man.
That's right.
There is no other place on this earth where the Lord has set up. You understand? And this again, this is something that comes in baptism, man. You got to throw away your thought process and your mindset and how you feel towards things, man. It's all about what is written, man. It's like you read that.
Quran Khan, Ephesians 5 verse 26, that he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word.
You understand? That's the water, man. The water that will cleanse us, the water that will change our minds and change our actions and guide us to how we should be and how we should conduct ourselves, man, is the word, man. It's the word of the Most High Power, Yahweh, man. You understand? And to believe in on our King Yahweh Christ, man. That's what the Lord said. That's what the Lord gave us, man. He didn't give us religion and philosophy and vain help. He didn't give us that, man.
Right.
He didn't give us heathens to love and the foolish, vain mindset of look at me, what I want to do.
That's right. That's right.
He gave us the law and the structure, order of things, of how we should.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
So back to where you was, John chapter 3 and verse 4, Mom Kishar.
John chapter 3 verse 4. Nicodemus saith unto him, how can a man be born when he is old? Can he enter a second can he enter a second time into his mother's womb and be born? Yahushua answered, verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born of water and of the Spirit, he cannot enter into the kingdom of Yahweh.
You understand? Read on.
Karawan Khan.
Yeah, just say Slacky, just say on the Most High or God if you
God, the Most High, God, yeah. That which is born of the flesh is flesh, and that which is born of the Spirit is spirit.
You understand? That which is born of the Spirit, you understand? How do you know something's born of the Spirit? You know how you know? Because it's written in the scriptures, man. You understand? Because it's written in the law, man. And it's of the Lord. That's how you know it's of the Spirit. And how you know something is of the flesh? Because it's based on your carnal desires, man. It goes contrary to what the scriptures say. That's how you know it's of the flesh. You understand? Read on.
Quran, verse 7. Marvel not that I say unto thee, you must be born again. The wind bloweth where it listeth, and thou hearest the sound thereof, but canst not tell whence it come, and whether it goeth.
What verse you in?
Verse 8.
Okay, no, so if you jump to Isaiah 1 and verse 16, Bob Kashar.
Isaiah 1 and 16.
You understand? We must get back to our ways, man. We must reform ourselves, man. Understand that the baptism of the Lord in its entirety is how we can achieve brotherhood, man. The true baptism of the Lord is the only way we can achieve brotherhood in these last days, man. You understand? And coming to a place called the I.S.U.P.K under command of John YAHANNA, man. That's how you'll be taught and properly guided by men who are authorized to teach, you understand? Authorized to teach this knowledge that has been passed down unto us from the elders, man. You understand? This is where we're able to reform ourselves and be fully baptized and not clinging on to foolish things and vain things that mean nothing, but to moving forward to things that are actually productive and worthwhile. You understand? When you got it, just read it, yeah?
Isaiah 1 verse, which one? Verse
16.
16. Wash you, make you clean, put away the evil of your doings from before.
So when it says to wash yourself, make yourself clean, it's not talking about a regular everyday shower, which you generally have. Nah, it's talking about putting away the evils of your doings, man. Having those vain, foolish thoughts against your brothers and sisters. Chatting, you know what I mean? Talking back and talking about your brothers and sisters behind their back, man. That's
right.
Man, you understand?
Right.
All these vain things that are not God, man. You understand?
Right.
These are the things that we must put away, man. That's how we must make ourselves clean by putting away these evil things, man. Right. selling drugs to your own brothers, man. Spraying yourself and taking those drugs, man. You know what I mean? Unneeded and without order, you know what I mean? Moving stronger and forward to a place of cleanliness, man, which is righteousness, man. Read on.
Quran Khan. Before mine eyes, cease to do evil, learn to do well.
You understand? We have a mind to learn to do well, man. Taking orders is learning to do well, man. Learning the structure of things that is written in this Bible, man. The commandments, the laws, man. That's how we learn to do well. Read on.
Quran Khan. Learn to do well. Seek judgment. Relieve the oppressed.
So seek judgment, man. Seek judgment for your wicked ways, man. So that you can, what is written in here, man. You understand? Keep to the law and the ordinances which is commanded on us by our people, man. You understand? Seek these things, man. Seek what is written in the law about how to treat your brothers, man, and how to go about things, man. You understand? Not to be weak and vain in our mindset, how we approach it. You understand?
Right.
So like, if you get me Baruch chapter 4 and verse 1, man, for sure.
Baruch chapter 4, verse 1.
We have to learn to come out of this world that we've been so taught to clean ourselves. So like, yeah, hold that. No, drop that for a second. Give me Jeremiah 2 verse 22.
Hold on, come. Jeremiah 2 verse 22, right?
You know what I mean? Like we just read. You know what I mean? Cease to do evil is how you cleanse ourselves, man. We're gonna get another precept to back that up. You understand?
Jeremiah 2 verse 22. 2 verse 22. Jeremiah 2 verse 22. For though thou wash thee with nitre and take thee much soap, yet thine iniquity is marked before me, saith the Lord.
Well, there you go, man. Your iniquity is marked before you, man. You understand? The iniquity that the law, that the transgression, the things that are contrary to the law, are right before the eyes of the Lord, man. Right. Wearing that bow tie and that stupid suit, you understand? Looking all shiny and green in your clothes, looking as weak as you could possibly be. The Lord sees the wickedness, man. How fresh you may think you look. You know what I mean? Driving around in crocodile shoes and your natural BM and whatever car you're driving. You understand? God sees the wickedness, man.
That's right.
The Lord witnesses all these things, man. No matter what people say, like how just like how today and in the foretime, man, with the scribes and Pharisees, you understand? They said things, man. But when it came to action, when it came to doing things, doing and acting as you speak, it was not all there. Man.
So lucky if I could. So it's similar to the pastors in the church preaching. Yeah, with their bow ties and their alligator shoes, and they're preaching nothing but lies to the people. You know what I mean? And the people are looking to them, but at the end of the day, God can see right through their lies, right? God can see right through that. So no matter what they put out there, the Most High can see that, and that's what the scripture's saying, right? Any lie that you put out there, right, and people can't see, even though you wash yourself with soap and clean yourself, the Most High see everything and hear everything, right?
Exactly. That's what they're saying, man. You understand? And this is the point. When all the wickedness is going on, and when all the talk is out there, man, about the Most High and God and the service, but when it comes to the actions, do not fulfill those words, man. You understand? When it comes to it, when push comes to shove, they're not about the Lord, man.
That's right.
When times get hard and things are tricky and different, they don't want to come and serve the Lord, man. You understand? This is what this is about. Read on.
Khan. Verse 23. How canst thou say, I am not polluted? I have not gone after Balaam. See thy way in the valley. Know what thou hast done. Thou art a swift drundry, traversing her ways.
You understand? So we have to be about this work, man. We have to be about the service of the Lord and these commandments, man, and this brotherhood, man. You understand? We have to understand the law of these things, man. And we can't be as the scribes and Pharisees of old and them of today who talk and say a lot of things, but when it comes to the action of things, man, they are not about the law, man. They are not about what is written here, man. You understand? So like if you give me Baruch chapter 4 and verse 1, Bob Kishore.
So, like you said, 2023, I just read, I didn't understand the breakdown of that. Could you just break that down for me? So like
Read it again.
Verse 23. How canst thou say, I am not polluted? I have not gone after Balaam. See thy way in the valley. Know what thou hast done.
So it's talking, you see Balaam, right? It's talking about false idols. It says, how can you say you're not polluted, but yet you still sought after Balaam, you understand? And it says, see what thou hast done. You understand? Talk about the idolatry, the wickedness, the sin, you understand? That's what it's referred to. It's the same thing in the sense that these men and women, they served idol gods, you understand? And they did not keep to the law, and they were not clean. These men, they love to wash themselves in soap and nitrate, but they serve Balaam, you understand? They serve these false gods. That's what it's referred to. But Baruch 4:1, Bob Kishar, yeah?
Verse Salakia, which was?
Baruch chapter 4 and verse 1, yeah?
Verse 1, yeah. This is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endureth forever.
Right.
All they that keep it shall come to life.
But all that keep the law and the commandments and what is written in this book, man, they shall come to life, you understand?
Right.
Shall be rewarded for their great deeds, you understand? But read on.
But such as leave it shall die.
Understand? Such who leave it, man, and decide to, they learn about the law, they learn about these commandments, but then they decide to forsake the law, man. And they decide to fake and forsake what is written, man, and go by how they feel and their own lusts or the things of this world, man, and choose to desire that rather than what is written here. Then they'll find their day, man. Read on.
Come, verse 2. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof.
So it says, Jacob, this is Israel. We have to take and to walk by what is written, man. You understand? We have to take and walk by what is written in this Bible, man. You understand? And we shall not forsake it. Read.
That thou mayest be illuminated. Give not thine honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee, a strange nation.
So don't give away your heritage, your birthright, man, to another, man. You understand? That's going into line with other heathen nations, you understand? Giving what is honorable to you to another nation, you understand? We're mixing into their families. That's what that's talking about, you understand? Let me see, hold on. Let's see. Yeah, if you get me Luke chapter 9 and verse 58,
Luke 9, yeah?
God.
Any verse?
58.
Luke 9, verse 58. And Yahweh and Yahweh Luke 9:58. And Yahushua said unto him, foxes have holes, and birds of the air have nests.
So it says foxes have holes, and birds of the air, they have a nest, meaning what? They have a home. They have somewhere to call their home. They have somewhere to stay and to live and to keep warm. You understand? Read on.
And birds of and birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man have not where to lay his head.
And so our King outside Christ, understand? He's saying when he was on the road and moving about, he didn't have place to lay his head. Read on.
Quran Khan. And he and he said unto another, follow follow me, follow me. But he said, Lord, suffer me first to go and bury my father.
So he said, so Christ, our King outside said, follow me, man. You understand? You know what I mean? Take up command, man, and follow me, man. That's what Christ said, man. You understand? And this brother said he wanted to go first bury his father, innit? Because you know what I mean? He had a different priorities, you understand? He said, let me go bury my father first. You understand? Read on.
And Yahushua said unto him, let the dead bury their dead, but go thou and preach the kingdom of the Most High.
So he said, let the dead bury the dead, man. You understand? Meaning what? Those people those people, your family and the father of this brother, you understand? He said that these people were dead, man. You know why? Because they were not in the truth, man. They did not have the understanding that Christ was about, man. They were not with Christ at that time, man. They were of the world, man. And if you're of the world and you ain't keeping to the law and following the right man that is in charge, you're dead, man. You understand? If you're in a Christian church, you are dead. If you're in a Muslim mosque, you're dead. If you're in the Wapian, Rasta, you understand, in the fake Israelite, you are dead according to our King Christ. You understand? Right. Read on.
Yahushua said unto him, let their dead bury the dead, but go thou and preach the kingdom of the Most High. And another also said, Lord, I will follow thee, but let me first go and bid them farewell.
Well, he said he wanted to bid his family farewell. You understand? He to bid them farewell. And this is the thing. These men, they thought that they could have a priority before the Lord. You understand? The Lord gave them an order, man, and that's supposed to be kept. You understand? But these men thought that they could do vain things of the world first, man. And our king, man, he gave them the order, man. He gave them what they're supposed to do and what they are, what should be their priority, man, and what should be their wife. You understand? But they wanted to seek and do their own vain pleasures, man. You understand? That if the brother doesn't have to go bury his father, man. You understand? You got to work with the Lord. How can you do the work of the Lord if you're unclean? You understand? You're going to be unclean for 7 days. And that's 7 days of you slacking and not doing the work of the Lord, man. You understand? That's not the brother's going to go walk on the dead and be unclean. Nah, man. Christ said, nah, I need you. I need you to do this work. I need you to be here. You know what I mean? Holding it down. He said, I'm going to go bury my dad. Then the other one, saying he wanted to go bid them farewell, meaning his family and his kids and all the rest of it. But read on. What did our king say?
And Yahushua said unto him, no man, having put his hand to the plow and looking back, is fit for the kingdom of the Most High.
If you put your hand to the plow, now for those who don't know, a plow is something that you would dig up the earth with, right? And in order to plant something, you have to dig up the earth so that you can put the seed in the earth and then you cover it back over. That's how you plant anything, you understand? And it's talking in that linguistics because of the fact that our people were generally generally dealt with husbandry, which is farming, you understand? And how can a man, any man that read against Lucky, any man put his hand to the plow?
62, Luke 9:62. And Yahushua said unto him, no man, having put his hand to the plow and looking back, is fit for the kingdom of the Most High.
If you put your hand to the plow, man, you take your oath to serve the Lord, man, and our King Yahushua Christ, man. And any man that does that and looks back or drops their sword, you understand, or looks back and romanticizes about the world, you understand, he is not fit for the kingdom, man. You understand? Right. When you take up this oath and you want to claim and serve the Lord, man, you want to be about this, man. You understand? You can't look back, man. Because our King said, any man who looks back is not worthy, man. You understand? Any man that looks back on the service of the Lord and this work and this priesthood, man, you understand? You're not worthy, man. And in doing so, looking back on brotherhood, you'll be forsaking brotherhood and forsaking the law and all manner of righteousness for your own lust, man. You understand? That's what Christ said. He said Christ basically said to these brothers that listen, you don't ain't soldiers, man. You understand? You have other things before this, and that's not right, man. You understand? This shall be your first and only wife, man. Not your only wife, like it. But the truth is your wife. That's the first wife. That's your true wife, man. You understand?
Salakia.
That's the priority, man. You understand? You go ahead.
Salakia. So basically, the our wife is this truth, right?
Right.
And our family, and our immediate family is this of the ISUPK, right?
That's right.
Right. Okay. No sweat.
So in turn, it's like what? I don't know. What's that scripture again? The one wife. What's that again?
In
It's Timothy. Yeah, Timothy.
husband and one wife.
So I can bear with me. Yeah, if you give me hold that,
Yeah.
and get a second. Don't drop. Finish that. It's okay. Is that it? Yeah.
That's it, Carl.
Okay, no sweat. If you show me 1 Timothy 3:2, Bokisha, yeah. To come to that point about the wife, you understand? Because they give us the scripture to say you don't have one wife, which is of course talking about your action.
3 and 2. First Timothy 3 verse 2.
2 and verse 3. No, 3 and 2. Yeah, no sweat. Yeah, go ahead.
A bishop then must be blameless. The husband of one wife, vigilant, sober, of good behavior, given to hospitality, apt to teach, not given to wine, nor a striker, nor greedy, nor filthy liquor, but patient, not a brawler.
So this bishop, you understand, this is a word that people in the world use, you understand? In UPK, we don't use this word because it's associated with so much other things and it's died down. But this man of a great high office in the truth, you understand, he must understand that his wife is the truth. You know what I'm saying? That one wife is the work of service of the Lord, man. That's what that is, man. You understand? His one wife is the service of the Lord and getting this truth, man. All that pertains unto the service of the Lord, that's what his one wife, that's his priority, man. You understand? That's the wife that he looks to first before everything else, man. You understand? That's the one wife. Now, with the fake Israelites now, we're talking about one wife, right? And the Christians. If it was talking about his actual wife, then that would mean that any man that doesn't have a wife, he's committing, he's according to them, he's unlawful. Isn't that correct though? You understand?
That's right.
According to them, he must have one wife, which is of course ridiculous. If a man, what about Paul, who said he no longer took on wives, he chose to be a eunuch. You understand? He was a eunuch by choice, not by physically, but he chose to be a eunuch. And you would say that he's wrong then. That means that he's wrong. You understand? He's unlawful, and that's not correct, man. See, this is the thing. It's an easy cut because when you're not in the truth and you don't understand the Bible, you cause contradiction. That's what Christianity does, and all these fake Christians do the same thing. You understand? They cause contradiction in the Bible. By that logic, any man that claims to the Most High, he must have one wife. You can't not have a wife. He has to have he has to have one wife. That's it. He can't not have a wife. He can't have two wives. He has to have one. That's of course nonsense. You understand? But so like anyway, that's just a point on that. If you get me where was we now? Okay, yeah, calm. So if you get me Matthew chapter 10 verse 37, Uncle Sean.
Matthew 10 verse 37. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me.
You understand? So just like I read to in Timothy, where you understand that you must have one wife, and that one wife is this truth, and that will come before everything else. You understand? And just like how we read about with our King Christ and those two brothers, and how these men were not fit for the kingdom, and they were not soldiers of the Lord, man. You understand? In this, they put other things before the work of the Lord, man. You understand? And read that again.
Quran Khan, Matthew 10, verse 37. He that loveth mother or father more than me is not worthy of me.
You understand?
And he that loveth son or daughter,
father, all these things before the Lord, you're not worthy of him, man. You understand? If your mom and your dad and your sons and daughters and your aunties and all that come, if their feelings, the fact if they're being upset, you understand, because you don't want to go celebrate their birthday or celebrate Christmas with all some nonsense, right? You understand? If that but it goes before the Most High, then listen, man, you are not worthy to serve our King, Yahawashi Christ, man. You understand? You are not worthy. These things, if these people come before him and the world serves the Lord, if anything comes before the work of the Lord, man, you're not worthy, man. Read on.
Quran Khan. And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me.
So taking of the cross, right? Again, here we go again. You know what I mean? Christians love to take things literally, say they have to walk around the world with a cross in their hand. That is nonsense, you understand? But again, we have been for too long, we have been bamboozled by the simplicity of the Christian church, man, and the Muslim mosque and all the rest of it, man. And the cross is talking about is just bearing a burden, you understand? Bearing the tribulation and trials that come with serving the Lord. That's what it's talking about, man. You understand? It's about bearing all that we have to deal with, all the hatred from our family members, and all the things of the things that we may deal with our slaves and all the rest of it, man. And dealing with the brothers and sisters that we teach and trying to help. All of that. That's a part of bearing your cross, understand? That's a part of that comes with service of the Lord, man. And so and any man that does not take that and any man that folds when tribulation comes and he has to bear his cross. You understand? Any man that folds in that time, or you're losing your job, or you're doing this, or your wife's getting at you, or this, or whatever it may be. You understand? Any man that falls when these times come, man, he is not worthy, man. You understand? He is not worthy of what the Lord gave us, man, and the great mercy that he bestowed upon us, man. But Salaki, if you get me Matthew chapter Salaki, let me see. Let me go. Yeah, Matthew chapter 28 and verse 19. Welcome,
Matthew 28, verse 19 reads. 28 verse 19. Go you therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Ghost, teaching them to observe all things.
Yeah, so like it's Holy Spirit, yeah. You understand? So Christ is to go that. Read that again, Salaki.
Quran, Matthew 28 verse 19. Go you therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit.
You understand? Now, as you know, Christianity does strike again. It says go all nations, right? See, there you go. So now let's go to everybody. You understand? But no. When we look at the context of the Bible and of the scriptures, if that was so true, then there will be contradiction. You know why? Because Christ had to go only to the Israelites when they are scattered. You understand? So like you hold that. Get me Matthew chapter 10 and verse 5 of Kashan.
Quran. 10 verse 25, right?
Christian church. You can't 10 and verse 5, yeah?
Yeah.
Christian church that with their belief and their doctrine, there's contradiction in this Bible. But through true understanding the Bible, there is no contradiction, man. You understand? Both in old, new, apocrypha, all the rest of it. There's no contradiction. Yeah, when you get it, yeah?
Quran. Matthew 10, verse 5. These 12 Yahawashi sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter you not.
So Christ said, our King, he said, to not go into the place of the Samaritans and the heathen nations. He said not to do it. He said, but read on.
Come, verse 6. But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
So Christ said it himself. He said not to go to the other nations, but to the Israelites. You understand? So Salaki, let's go back to Matthew 28 and verse 19, Bob Kashar. And let's read it again. So now, Christ said not to go there. But now we're going to read here Matthew 28. So
Matthew 28, verse 19. Go you therefore and teach all nations.
So there you go. Look, by that, they're going to say, oh, look, contradiction in the Bible, contradiction in the Bible. No, they are unlearned in this Bible. Remember, these records are to the 12 tribes of Israel, man. To the men, these records are for the men who were given authority to teach, not by anyone else, no fake Israelite group, not by no Christian church, not by nothing. These records are to be interpreted by men who are authorized, by the men in the priests and prophets of the Lord in the I.S.U.P.K. You understand? So I can hold that here and get me John 11 verse 49. Let's find out what the nations is talking about. Because he did say go to all nations, and they should. Like we do in the U.P.K, we go to all nations, man. That's where you find the Israelites scattered. Let's read that.
John 11, 49.
Come.
And one of them named
Cephas,
being the high priest that same year, said unto them, you know nothing at all, nor consider that it is expedient for us that one man should die for the people, and that the whole nation should perish not.
So it said, one man shall die for the people, and the whole nation not perish not. You understand? Let's talk about the Jews. You understand? People that are Israel born. Read on.
51. And this spake he not of himself, but being high priest that year, he prophesied that Yahushua should die for that nation.
So there you go, for that nation, you understand? That's the Israel, that's the Jews. Read.
Verse 52. And not for that nation only, but that also he should gather together in one of the children of the Most High that were scattered abroad.
You understand? These are the other tribes of Israel that were scattered abroad, man. In this time of Christ, you had the Jews, the southern kingdom, who knew who they were, who were born in Jerusalem. And then you had the other 10 tribes, Salakia. You understand? The other 10 tribes which are scattered abroad and were only referred to as heathens. When you read in the Kings, 2 Kings, you read about the split in the southern and northern kingdom, which is Judah, Benjamin, and some parts of Levi, and the other 10 tribes, you understand? The Ephraim and on down, you understand? These two groups of Israelites split, and the ones that are referred to the Jews were the southern kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. And the Ephraim, which is the nation of Israel, those other tribes, they were scattered and they were called heathens. And here we're talking about when Christ returned, man. When Christ returned, he came to bring those 12 tribes together again, man. You understand? This is what the New Testament is talking about.
That's right.
It's not talking about no, miscommunication and contradiction. We're talking about loving heathen nations, man. Because I know you love Massa, serve the oppressor. But no, Christ is not that man. He's not the lily white devil that you want to bow to, man. The blue eyes. Nah, man. Christ is a man of war. Christ is our king, and a black man at that, you understand? And he came to reunite the 12 tribes and fulfill prophecy, you understand? And this is what we're reading here. So if you go to Matthew 28 and verse 19, Bob.
Matthew 28, verse 19. Go you, therefore, and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
You understand? Read on.
Teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you.
So, how is he baptizing them? He's going to baptize them by teaching them what is commanded of them, man. Teaching them the law. Simple as that. Teaching them the sound doctrine, and teaching them that they must follow through Christ to serve the Father, man. Just like today, you understand, you have men set up that you have to follow to serve Christ and enable to serve the Father, man. That's how it goes, man. A rank and order and structure, man. And that's what Christ taught, man. He brought our nation structure again. You know what I mean? Rank and order again. That's what Christ brought to the people, man. He brought them rank and order and the law, and he brought the mercy that came along with it, man, and the spirit of the law, man. Read on.
Quran Khan. Teaching them to observe all things, whatsoever I have commanded you, and lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world. Right. Amen.
So, no sweat. So if you was that verse 20, yeah?
20, Khan.
No sweat. If you get me Romans chapter 6 and verse 1, Bob Shaw, yeah. So you understand? You heard it first, man. You understand? That's what the Bible is. That's what the Bible is about. The Bible is about reality, man. The Bible is not about how you feel or what type of fairy tale you've been taught in the church and the unclean, disgusting world that we live in, man. You understand? This is not what the Bible is about. The Bible is about truth, man. It's about those 12 tribes, man, and their journey, man. Our journey, man. Salakia. Our journey in how we've suffered and come through all our history, how we are today, and how things will become in the future, man. That's what the Bible is about, man. And there is no contradiction in our records, man. It's just that the understanding of our records will be very limited to those who it's not for.
That's right.
And especially when you understand you've been taught these religions from people that hate you, man. You've been taught these religions from people who this Bible was never for, man. You've been taught these religions from people who are contrary to this, to the people of this book, man. Who are contrary to the Most High power of this book, man. You understand? And that's why you don't understand. That's why you think there's contradiction in the Bible. That's why you think this and that. And nah, man. The most authentic translation of this Bible is the King James 6 and 11. You understand? That's the most authentic translation. The most on the planet. The most authentic translation is the King James 6 and 11. And the only understanding you can get from any Bible, from the true Bible, and the only understanding you can get it is in the I.S.U.P.K, man. Understand? And the men who are authorized to teach. But all these other sellouts, man, listen, man, they need to get in line, man. They need to get in all black and understand and take orders, man. That's what they need to do.
That's right.
They are not authorized to teach. But so I can read that if you got it, yeah?
Romans 6 verse 1. What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? Verse 2. For God forbid. How shall we that are dead to sin live any longer therein? Know you not that so many of us were baptized into Yahushua, were baptized into his death? Therefore, we are buried with him by baptism into death.
Go back to verse 1, verse 1, yeah?
Can't. What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound?
Read on.
God forbid. How shall we that are dead to sin live any longer therein? Verse 3.
Because of this grace that we hear about in the Bible, they will say that we can now do whatever you want. Eat swine's flesh, you can eat shrimp coveralls, you can be a faggot, you can love white people, you can do all these things, you can celebrate Christmas, you can be a pagan, you can do all these things, right? Because of grace. But the Bible said the Most High forgive, man. So forbid, the Most High forbid. You cannot claim and talk about grace of our King who's died and suffered so that we as a nation can come back. And then you want to spit in his face and eat swine's flesh, man. And sleep with white women, man. You understand? That is a disrespect to Christ, man. That's what he died for, man. He died so that we could come back. So like if he's read verse 2 again, so like
for God forbid, how shall we that are dead to sin live any longer therein?
So it says this is that. So if that was the case that you understand that we should forsake the law and come back to our heritage and be given that level of grace, if that was the truth of the matter, how can we that are dead to sin, when it says dead to sin, meaning what? Those of us who our fleshly and carnal desires no longer rule. You understand? Who we have come out the world and we've changed our ways. Those are the ones that are dead to sin. Those are the ones that come up in here and have officially changed their ways and reformed themselves, man. How can we that are dead to sin? It no longer like we may. The Bible says that righteous man falls seven times, right? You understand? But generally in our lives, we have changed, understand? We may fall short here and there, but as a people, we have changed, man. You understand? Those in the truth I'm referring to, of course. You understand? They have changed their ways and come on. And those that, how can we that are dead to sin still be alive? You understand? How can we say that we serve the Lord? And how can we still be breathing right now? You understand? Because why? That's why you understand that we have to keep the law. This grace is for those people that who have now become dead to sin. It's for those people who have now reformed themselves. But if we was able to, you understand, just be unlawful, then we would all be dead. You understand? It just goes hand in hand. How can we say all these things? Okay, read verse 2 again, Bakasha.
Khan. Romans 6, verse 2. For God forbid, how shall we that are dead to sin live any longer therein?
Read.
Verse 3. Know you not that so many of us were baptized into Yahushua? Know you not that so many of us as were baptized into Yahushua were baptized into his death? Verse 4. Therefore, we are buried with him by baptism into death.
You understand? We are buried with him from baptism unto death, man. You understand? Because why? We came from a place where we should be dead, man. But only because of the sacrifice of the Lord, our King, Yahushua Christ. That's why we're here, man. That's why we can come in here and change our lives and talk about brotherhood, man. And reforming that brotherhood which is lost in our people, man. That's the only reason. Because of that grace. Because of that mercy that our Lord gave us, man. That sacrifice that he made, you understand? So like hold that, so don't drop it. And get me Ezekiel 3 and verse 1, man, for sure.
Ezekiel 3, verse 1.
My bad, Sucker. Where did you read to? What verse?
There's Romans 6, verse, middle of verse 4.
Okay, no sweat. Okay, if you jump to Ezekiel chapter 3 and verse 1, man, for sure.
Ezekiel 3, verse 1. Ezekiel 3, verse 1. Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 1. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat that thou findest. Eat this roll and go speak unto the house of Israel.
So we are commanded to eat this roll, man, meaning the scriptures, the law, our records, man. Eat this roll, meaning not physically eat the book or eat the scroll, but absorb and learn the knowledge of it. You understand? And do what? Read on.
Eat this roll and go speak unto the house of Israel.
Read.
Verse 2. So I opened my mouth, and he caused me to eat that roll. And he said unto me, Son of man, cause thy belly to eat, and fill thy bowels with this roll that I give thee.
Right.
Then did I eat it, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness. And he said unto me, Son of man, go get thee unto the house of Israel, and speak with my words unto them.
You understand? So the role that he is made to eat, he took on the knowledge of the law, of the scrolls. These are records, man. And he absorbed it, and it was honey, it was sweet, meaning what? It was good and nurturing for our people, man. Honey is sweet and tender, and also nurturing for us, man. It was good for us, it was medicine for us, man. And he was commanded, once he learned these scriptures and he was taught by these righteous warriors, then he went out and taught the people, man. You understand? He went out and taught the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man, and reformed them and made them that were dead and now reformed them to be dead to sin, man. You understand? That's what he did, man. So like Get me what verse was that?
That was Ezekiel 3 verse 4. Salakia.
Yeah.
3, yeah, verse
Okay,
3.
verse 4, Kusha.
Verse 4. He said unto me, Son of man, go eat thee unto the house of Israel. Salakia. Not go eat thee, Salakia. And he said unto me, Son of man, go get thee into the house of Israel and speak with my words unto them.
That's right. And that's verse 4, yeah?
Khan.
You understand? So, like I said before, you understand? Take this scroll, eat it. It doesn't mean physically eat it. That's how we talk, you understand? Eat this scroll, man. Eat that, man. You know what I mean? Take that knowledge, man. Absorb all this that you find in these scrolls, man. And then when you're fully learned and ready to teach, you go and teach them, man. And you teach them all that you've absorbed, all the knowledge that you've been given in these scrolls, man. So, like, if you get me, Revelations 10 and verse 9, yeah. So to prove
Revelation 10 verse 9.
scroll is it's physically talking about, you know what I mean, our records, man. The scroll is not talking about, you know, the scroll is not talking about the physical, you understand, we're not physically eating no scroll, you understand, but we're absorbing knowledge, but you know what I mean? You got it, yeah?
Khan. Revelations 10. Revelation 10 verse 9. And I went unto the angel and said unto him, give me the little book. And he said unto me, take it and eat it up, and it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey.
So the same thing again, you know what I mean? Take the book, you know what I'm saying, which is the records, the scroll, and eat it. And it'll be bitter. Because you know what I'm saying, when you get correction, when you have to reform yourself and you read what is written and you look at your life, how it is, it's gonna be bitter, man. Medicine is bitter at first, but then it's sweet. You know why? Because of the benefits of taking it, man. The benefits of this medicine is that it's not gonna go down easy. It's gonna be bitter. But that medicine, which is our records, those laws and commandments, this is what will reform us. This is what will help us, man. Read on. Oh, Slacker, you muted, I believe. Yeah, you're muted.
Salakia. Verse 10. And I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up, and it was in my mouth sweet as honey. And as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter.
You understand? His belly was bitter. Read.
Verse 11. And he said unto me, thou must prophesy again before many peoples and nations.
So there you go. That's the point right there, man. He took the scroll, he took up the knowledge of the book, man, and it was bitter, man. That medicine, those laws were bitter, man. They were bitter, man. But you know what I'm saying? Because from what his taste was in the world, doing all how he wanted to do and doing what felt right, you understand? And doing according to his lust. But now he had to read laws and commandments and structure and order. Right. And that had to change him. And that was bitter at first. It cut him, man. And then after that, he learned well. And he learned that it was sweet. You understand? And then he was commanded to do what? Read that again.
And he said unto me, thou must prophesy again before many peoples and nations and tongues and kings.
There you go, man. Prophesied unto all these nations and kindreds and tongues, you understand? All these languages and peoples. You know why? Because the Israelites, like we read before, Israelites are scattered to the four corners of the earth, man. And that is our job. That is our place on this earth, man. To take up this priesthood and this honorable place on this earth and hold it down, man. You understand? And hold it down to the point where we can show that those brothers who are destroying the world and are dead, you understand? They can now be dead to sin, man. That's right. They can now understand their faults and their ways and retrieve and reclaim the brotherhood that was once ours, man. You understand? So, like, if you get me, where was we? Yes, now if you go back to Romans chapter 5, sorry, Romans chapter 6 now, and verse 5, yeah, well, sure.
Romans 6, that was the middle of verse 4, actually, the last one.
Okay, go ahead, read that.
Romans 6, verse 4. Therefore, we are buried with him by baptism into death, that like as Christ was raised up from the dead by the glory of the Father, even so we also should walk in newness of life.
You understand? Read on.
Verse 5. For if we have been planted together in the likeness of his death, we shall also, Salakia, we shall be also in the likeness of his resurrection. Knowing this, that our old man is crucified with him.
That's right, man.
That the body of sin might be destroyed.
The old man is crucified with him, man. You understand? The old man in the world that was dead, you understand, and self-destructive, he is now destroyed, man.
That's right.
He is now crucified with our king, you understand? Because why? Those brothers now that learned and understood their heritage, man, and they came up in this truth, they understood and they understand now that they can now be dead to sin. They can now be perfect as the Lord commanded us to be, man.
That's right.
You understand? So, like, read on. Or you
got it.
Hold on. Verse 6. Knowing this, that our old man is crucified with him, and that the body of sin might be destroyed, that henceforth we should not serve sin, for he that is dead is freed from sin.
That's right.
Now, if we be dead with Yahushua, we believe that we shall also live with him, knowing that Yahushua, being raised from the dead, dieth no more, death have no more dominion over him. Verse 10. For in that he died.
No, so that's the point on that. The point is that when you come up in the service of the Lord and you understand your place on the earth, man, you're going to forsake the old man. The old man will die, man. You understand? The old man will die and the new man will come about, man.
That's right.
So, like, if you get me, what was that? Yeah, if you get me, so now I'm going to change the topic now. So, lucky. Change the topic now. Because another thing as well is that in these last days, people talking about coronavirus and the chip and the vaccine, all that. But if you get me, we talk about that, this mark, man. This mark, let's read about the mark the Lord gave us, man. Let's read about the mark of the Lord. So, like, if anyone get Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 4, you understand? We have to talk about this mark because now we understand what our place is on the earth. Understand where we've come from as a people. Understand where we're supposed to be. Now we're going to look at the marks that the Lord has on this earth, man. There's many different marks. Like, if you go,
Deuteronomy 6 and 4. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one, and thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thine heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. And these words which I commanded this day shall be in thine heart, and thou shalt teach them diligently to thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest in the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up, and thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hand.
So we shall bind these laws for a sign upon our hands, man. It's not a physical sign, but a sign meaning what? Meaning that what we do, our actions, dictates what is written in this Bible. Right. By our actions, how we live and teach our young ones. This is how we will make it for a sign. Read on.
And they shall be as frontlets between thy eyes, and thou shalt write them upon the posts of thy house and on thy gates. And it shall be, when the Lord thy God shall have brought thee into the land which he sware unto thy fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give them great and goodly cities, which thou buildest not, and houses full of goods, which thou fillest not, and wells digged, which thou diggest not, and vineyards and olive trees, which thou plantest not. When thou shalt have seen and eaten and be full, then beware lest thou forget the Lord, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
So we can't forget the Lord, man. If all that he'll give us in reward for our righteousness and serving him and doing as he commanded us, we cannot forget the Lord, because why? You understand? Read on, Slocky.
Beware, lest thou forgettest the Lord which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage. Thou shalt fear the Lord thy God and serve him, and swear by his name. Ye shall not go after other gods, of the gods of the people which are round about. For the Lord thy God is a jealous God among you, lest the anger of the Lord thy God be kindled against thee, and destroy ye from off the face of the earth. Ye shall not tempt the Lord your God, as ye tempted him in Massah. Yet, ye shall diligently keep the commandments of the Lord thy God, and his testimonies and his statutes, which thou have commanded thee. And that
Yes, that's the point. You understand? We have to be righteous in how we deal with ourselves, man. Give it and keep what the Lord gave us. You understand?
What do you want? Frontlets between your eyes?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, you missed it.
Verse 8.
Verse 8 again. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hand, and they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes.
So we shall bind these laws for a sign. You understand? A sign between our eyes. Now, between your eyes and your forehead, right? It's not going to talking about no physical mark.
That's right.
But the Lord has marked you as his servants, as his righteous ones. You know why? Right. Because you kept his laws. You committed to what was written. You understand? You followed through the orders that the Lord gave our forefathers. You understand? That's how the Lord marks those who are righteous and serve him, man.
That's right.
So, like, if you jump to Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 4, this is another precept to that we just read.
Ezekiel 9 verse 12, did you say?
Verse 4,
Verse 4. Ezekiel 9 verse 4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations.
So read that one. Put a mark on who?
A mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
So the Most High commanded the angel, man, you understand, to give a mark unto the men that sigh and cry.
That's right.
For all the wickedness that we witness in this place, man.
That's right.
All the homosexuality.
That's right.
The black on black crime. You understand? The drug dealing, the drug taking. You understand? The abortions. You understand? And the love for the oppressor. All these things that we sigh and we hate, man. We despise in this world, man. The Lord said to mark them that despise these things. Read on.
Verse 5. And to the others he said in mine hearing, go you after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have you pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women. But come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary.
So any man that was marked as righteous, any man that despised the things of this world, man, the Lord commanded that that those men and women not be touched, man. Those men be spared from the judgment of the Lord, man. You understand? Those men that were marked, you understand, and were given this mark based on their righteousness, man, based on how they solely, it was down for the Lord, man, and they despised what the Lord despised, man. They hated what the Lord hates, man. You understand? Right. Those men were free from this, man. But those who did not, those who wanted to conform and love these oppressors, man, and love the heathen rather than their own people, they received the wrath of the Lord, man. Both old and young, they were slaughtered, man. You understand? Read on.
Quran Khan. And begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house.
Yeah, I know. So no, drop that. Let's go to it. But right, if you read the verse 6, yeah.
Khan.
No, sir. If you get me Revelation chapter 14 and verse 1, Bob Kishar.
Revelation 14, verse 1.
Those were someone's good.
Revelation 14 and 1. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having the Father's name written in their foreheads.
So these 144,000, man, the men in the I.S.U.P.K who will rule the earth one time to come, you understand? In times to come. These men were marked in their foreheads, man. But now, were they physically marked? Was there a physical tattoo on their head? No, man.
That's right.
It wasn't a physical tattoo, but what was in their minds and what they committed to their actions, this is what marked them, man. Just like you read earlier, you understand? The righteous were marked as the men of the Lord, you understand? So I can read on.
And I heard a voice from heaven, as a voice of many waters, and as a voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps. And they sung as it was a new song before the throne and before the four beasts and the elders, and no man could learn that song but the 144,000.
So like those mysteries revealed unto the 144, man.
That's right.
In times to come. But the point is that these men that are righteous, these men that will rule the earth one day, man. You understand? These men that will rule the earth in righteousness one day. These men are marked, man. These men are given a mark in their foreheads, not a physical mark, but the mark of the Lord that the Lord has sealed upon them, so that they'll be spared from the wrath of the Lord in that day, man. And He will bring slaughter to these lands, man.
That's right.
So the Lord has His mark of the righteous. But Salaki, if you give me Revelation chapter 13 and verse 15.
Revelation 13, verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast.
So the he is talking about, right, is the Edomite nations, man. Our oppressors, you understand? They gave light unto the what? Read that again.
And he gave power to give life unto the image of the beast.
You understand? The image of the beast, man. You know the image of the beast is, man? Caesar Borgia, man. That's right. Jesus, man. They gave power to the image of the beast, man. You understand? Read on.
Quran. That the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
You understand? So who didn't worship this beast, this image of this beast, should be killed. So like you hold that here and get me Ezekiel 24 verse 28. Because the beasts in the Bible, the other nations, the heathen nations, are always been referred to as beasts, man.
That's right.
That's what they are, man. They are animals. They are wild beasts, man. You understand? When you got it here, you understand?
24, 28, yeah?
Car 24, 28, car.
Quran, Ezekiel 24, verse 28. Salakia, there's no 28 in verse 24. Salakia. There's no 28.
Ezekiel, yeah?
Yeah, Ezekiel 24, 28. There's no 28, 27.
Salakia, try 34. And verse 28. Salakia.
Yeah, it's 28. And they shall be Salakia. Ezekiel 20, Salakia, 34, verse 28. And they shall no more be prey to the heathen, neither shall the beast of the land devour them.
That's right. That's the one. You know what I mean? Most High Christ. Do you understand? So read that again.
Khan. Ezekiel 34, verse 28. And they shall no more be prey to the heathen, neither shall the beast of the land devour them.
So the heathen, understand? The heathen are the beasts of the field, man. You understand? The heathen is the one that devour us today, man, and kill our brothers in these streets, man. It's the heathen that are these beasts, man. But more specifically, in Revelation, it's talking about the Caucasian, man, the Edomites. They're the specific beast that we're talking about today, man.
That's right.
That red dragon, that's the specific beast that we're talking about. So, like, if you go back now, hold on.
Revelations.
Yeah, Khan. If you go to verse 16 now, 13 verse 16, Bob Khan.
Revelation 13 verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand.
So all these all So read that again.
Slovakia, there's interference. Slovakia, there's interference on the
Oh, somebody Slack, yeah.
Oh,
Is it better now?
yeah, can't.
If you read that again, Mokasha.
Can't. Revelation 13, verse 16. And he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and
small and great, rich and poor. These are nations, man. These are nations of people. Read on.
Can't. Free and bond to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
Read on.
Can't. Verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that have the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
So those nations, those small and great, you understand, they were not able to buy, you understand? Not able to buy. Now, when you say buy, it's not talking about a man going to the shop and buying loaf of bread or chicken, you understand? Or drink or shopping for his yard. Because that's not really buying. That's not buying because you're only regurgitating your money into the system that is already here. You're not, it's car. Right, you understand? You're only consuming for them, you understand? You're only consuming in this place, but you're not buying. Buying is when you go to another land, another nation, and you buy off their minerals, or their gold, or their diamonds, or their, you understand, their materials, you understand? That's buying. And this is what nations do. So like I sent the link of the one. So that I could capture. I sent this link here. If you could share that more, sure. You understand? Because like you know what I'm saying, the place, the most wicked high place in this kingdom, man, in these lands is USA, man, which is Babylon the Great today, man. You understand? Which is spiritually Babylon, man. And these are the places. This is a people that have control over nations, man, small and great. You understand? Nations small and great, in which, you understand, have power to buy and sell. But if these nations do not, you understand, follow through with what they would like and what they want and their policies and their religions and their philosophies, you understand, then there's something to behold. So like if you read verse 17 again, Mokasha.
Revelation 13, verse 17.
Right.
And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
Right. Okay. Well, no, for any country, any nation, whether they be poor or great, any nation that does not be subservient and conform to this beast or this nation, this wild beast, you understand? This Babylon today, then they cannot buy or sell. We're gonna find out what buy or sell is out. There's the USA, right? And they commit sanctions on nations, man, like Venezuela and I think it's Cuba as well, right? Yeah, right. You understand? Because those nations, you know what I'm saying, they wanted to associate themselves and they didn't want to conform to certain things that was going on in America, that America was pushing. And they would follow more to things that communism, that Russia would push, you understand? And these things, this is the result. So like if you read
countries sanctioned by US and why? It is not a good idea to get on the US bad side.
So it's not. This is a powerful nation. Like we're reading about in Revelations, man. This powerful nation. If you get on their bad side, they have power to prevent you from buying or selling. But we're gonna read on. So
as the wealthiest country in the world, the US also lays claims of the world's most powerful military, but military might is nothing compared to repercussions that economic and trade sanctions from the US can bring about.
So there you go, right there. That's the buying and selling, trade sanctions, man. Trade, the stock markets,
that's
these
right,
things, man.
right.
This is the buying and selling. When these fake Israelites want to talk about getting a chip and you can't buy or sell, that's some idiot thing, man. That's not buying, man. Buying and selling is trade, man, between nations of people, man. And our oppressor, the devil, controls the world, man. He is the one ruling these nations and these worlds. So like, if you hold what you got here and get me Job 9 verse 24, Bob Kashar.
Okay, what was that?
Yeah. If you hold Job chapter 9 and verse 24, one can show, yeah?
Job 9 and 24.
Read
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Slakia, economic sanctions are a way for large government and to exert their disapproval over one another. While wars are costly, both economically and politically, Slakia, economic sanctions tend to be somewhat less tangible, at least for the country doing the sanctioning. But the country being sanctioned, the result can be enormous and long-lasting.
So I can read on. Yeah, if you read,
It's like you can zoom in it, right? It's fine. It's all right. Sorry, don't sweat. The US sanctions countries that sponsor terrorism and perpetrate human rights violations on their people. The US can sanction an entire nation or specific individuals or entities within that nation.
So the US can control other nations, man. You understand? The US, the Babylon the Great, which is of the Babylon today. You understand? And with the heathens that rule over us, the Edomites, the Caucasians, man, they give image to the beast, man.
That's right.
The beast that they give image to is that white Jesus in the Christian church, man. Their philosophies of conforming and being weak, you understand? If you look around the whole world, the top religions are Christianity and Islam, you understand? And Islam and like Christianity with that white Jesus, if you go anywhere around the world, you're gonna find white Jesus anywhere, man. Even though in the Bible, Christ is a black man, you understand? But that's the point, man. The point is this. These nations, this is what it means by buying and selling. And this nation that will prevent people from buying and selling is preventing other nations from buying and selling. So like if you read that, what you got okay.
Yeah, so like if I could, so what is the mark that the US is carrying, what the scripture's talking about? So like,
right, that's what I'm saying. The mark that we're talking about, you understand, is their philosophy, is what they push. And we're reading about how they have the power to prevent man's from buying and selling because they don't want to conform to their ways, man. Conform to their religions their philosophies and their way of life. You understand? Because in many Arab countries at one time, homosexuality wasn't running like that. You understand? There wasn't women dressed up like what they call it, ninjas. You understand? But now, because of the policies and the consequence of sanctions, these nations somewhat conform a bit here and there. Now you got women's lib over there in Saudi Arabia. You understand? That these things is what being pushed by the oppressor, by America as it was. So I can read on. Read on.
And this thing, you know, that it's talking about America, man. You know, and this is how buying and selling ain't talking about buying a chocolate bar, man. It's talking about nations spending power, man. You know what I mean? They'll stop your country from selling anything if you don't conform. Like Jamaica didn't conform to the whole homosexual thing, man. It's like we ain't gonna have you marking our forehead, man. We're not gonna have you marking our. Have you doing homosexuality? And what did America do, man? Ban all their artists from performing.
That's right.
Stop them from buying and selling, making money, man. It's not talking about going to a shop. And what did Jamaica do? Okay, no more anti-gay lyrics. Okay, and listen, I ain't heard a Bun Batty man tune in like 10 years, man. It's the same. And these brothers do this, why? And now they can buy and sell. Luck, man.
It's heavy, man. That's the point. You understand? But so like if you read that, what you got hockey on here?
Job 9 verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Mm-hmm.
He covereth the faces of the judge thereof.
So the wickedness is they covereth the faces of the judges, man. Who are the judges? The judges are the Israelites, man. God's chosen, man. The priests, the prophets of the Lord, they're the judges, but now they are covered. Their faces are covered because why? They've been painted over with white images, man. They've painted over these false images that are not of the Lord, man. These false people, these false culture bandits who have taken what the Lord set up, man, and they have covered the true judges and painted over them with homosexuals, man. You understand? Read on.
Khan. If not, where and who is he?
You understand? Because why? They call Christ white. They call the Israelites, our people, white. You understand? They say that the people of the Black Most High are white. And they also control and run this earth, man. All the wickedness and the uncleanness of this earth is found by these people, man, these nations, man, who rule the earth, man, which is the US today. You understand? But so look, if you get me Revelation to the 18 and verse 3, yeah?
Con. Revelation 18, verse 3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
That's
so
right.
All, just like I read earlier, you understand? All nations are drunk of the wrath of their fornication, man. All their uncleanness and wickedness, man. All the homosexuality and the idolatry, man. Their false religions and false living and their women's lib, and you understand? And all this LGBT, all this nonsense, man. These other transgender lifestyle, all this uncleanness, man. This is what every nation has taken part of, man. Every nation has taken part in all the abominations, man. You understand? All these nations have taken part and taken part in all the dealings of these nations, man. Read on.
Come on. For all nations have drunk the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her.
You understand? Read
and the
on.
merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies.
There you go. That's the precept about the merchants of the earth. They're waxed rich because they accept their policies.
Five precepts.
They accept also in Christ. You know what I mean? They accept the policies and the religions, and in doing so, they are rich, man. When they do what Red Record says, and they allow homosexuality, and they allow Christianity, and they allow certain things to go on in their country, you understand? This is what they gain. They are fat. They are rich now. Read on.
Kadoan Khan. That's Salakia. 4.
Okay, if you get me verse 9, yeah?
Verse 9. And the kings of the earth, whom have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her, shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning.
When we see Babylon the Great destroyed, man, when we see Babylon destroyed, man, the head house of our oppressor destroyed and burned, man, and under the judgment of the Lord, these nations that made deals and conform to their conform to their policies and their philosophies of the nation, right? All them that made deals with America and were in cahoots with America and followed through with their wickedness, these nations will mourn now because they're not going to make no more money, man. They will make they'll protect it and they made a lot of money, but now they're going to mourn because there's going to be a new ruler on the earth, man. And his name is YAHANNA, man, a black man, thick woolly hair, man.
That's right.
With an army of legions, man. You understand? And a new rulership and the rightful rulership of the earth will be taking place, man. That's the 144,000, man. Our brothers, man. Black Hispanics and Native Americans, man. Under that righteous banner, man.
That's
so I can read on.
Kadoan Khan. And I heard Salakia. Verse 9. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. 10. Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
You understand? In 1 hour, man, will their buildings and their great cities and their people be slaughtered, man. Their great military be put down, man. 1 hour will it take for our king to destroy them, man. You understand? And they're going to mourn. All those nations that conform to Babylon, conform to America, they're all going to fall, man. They're all going to suffer the fate because they're going to be in fear because they know what is to come. You know, a new rulership is coming, man. And every other nation, all these kings of the earth, all these presidents and prime ministers, all of them will know they have to bend the knee, man. They have to be brought to heel, and their armies will be brought down, man. Their armies will be brought down, and they'll all be slaughtered, man. And this is the prophecy of what is to come, man. And this is the mark of the beast. The mark of the beast ain't no shit that you buy things at Tesco's, man. You know
That's right.
It ain't no thing you go. You know what I mean? It's baby things, but you know what I mean. It's the truth, man. You understand?
It's like it's mad because Without the I.S.U.P.K, a lot of people actually believe that, man.
Right.
They believe the mark of the beast is some chip that can stop you from getting the kingdom, man. Listen, nothing, no form of technology can stop you from getting the kingdom apart from yourself, man.
Right.
The only thing that can stop you from getting the kingdom is you. There ain't no chip can stop you from getting the kingdom, or you know what a microchip is? It's just metal, man, and some radiation, and that's all it is, man.
Right.
That can't stop you from coming off weed, man. Only you can stop that, man.
Right. You understand? That's a heavy point that everyone's bringing up, man. It's so true, man, because they even put chips in animals, man. They put chips in dogs and pit bulls, I think. You understand, to track them and them thing there. So what? They're wicked now. They got the mark of the beast here. These little dogs. Come on, man. You understand? This is the thing. Is the Bible is about reality, not about hocus pocus and.
That's right.
And what they call them thing? Theory. Okay. Conspiracy theories and all that nonsense, man. Like this ain't the Christian church. This ain't the fake Israelite group. This is the I.S.U.P.K, man.
That's right.
We've been taught. We've been given authority to teach under command during the honor, man. Righteous authority to teach the true breakdown of this Bible, man. You understand? Buying and selling is not no friggin' buying at no store, man. That is a small mind to have, but it's no coincidence that you have that small mind because you've been taught to be small in this place, man. In this place of wickedness, we've been taught to oppress ourselves and oppress one another, man. But the U.P.K is to tell you to understand. Listen, man. This mark is when a brother wants to go and wear boots and shave his beard and shave his head.
That's right.
And fight the white man's wars. That's a man who's got the mark of the beast.
That's right.
A man who wants to be a police officer and oppress his people on the streets, he got the mark of the beast.
That's right.
You understand? Those who want to be in a Christian church and support Christmas, homosexuality, and transgenderism, paganism, all the rest of it, you got the mark of the beast. Man.
That's right.
You love white Jesus and say you want to forgive white people and love the oppressor and conform to everything that the society throws at you. You have the mark, man.
That's right.
You understand? You can say you're about black people and you're this and that, but listen, man. 2-2s now. You want to go and you're gonna be voting and be a part of this system. And listen, man. You are so confused and so lost in the fact that you can't even understand that you just a conformist, man. You conform to what the oppressor gives you, man, like a good slave. Those are the mark of the beast, man. Especially when you're in a fight a war against people that ain't oppressing you, man.
That's right.
You're in a fight a war of a people who's an enemy of your oppressor. You understand? And your current slave master. Someone who's attacking master, now you got to defend master. Nah, man. Listen, man, you have the mark, man, because you think that this place loves you, man. You think that there's some kind of love and some kind of justice you can find in this place, man. There is not, man. But when those who are honorable want to serve the Lord, you'll get this different type of mark, man. You'll get a mark of honor, man, and you'll be ruling over this earth. You understand? So, like, if you read on, what verse you at? What verse you at?
Verse 10, 11 now. Salakia.
Can't, yeah, read that book, sir.
Can't. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandises anymore.
You understand? That's the point, man. You understand? This mark, you understand? This mark that we find is the philosophies of our oppressors, man.
It's like for me.
Go ahead.
It's like when you eat up quickly.
Go ahead.
It's like read that part again, Hakayan, real quick.
Verse 11. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her.
See, remember what the Bible said? It said this beast causing men to buy and sell. Right. What's a merchant job? To buy and sell. But now America's gone. So all the merchants are mourning over her. All them people that used to what? Buy and sell, man. All them people that America allowed to buy and sell, who kept the mark, they're going to mourn now because she's gone, man. Keep reading.
No man buyeth their merchants.
And no man what?
And no man buyeth their merchandise.
And that's the buying and selling. That's the buying and selling right there, man. America's gone. No one's going to go over there and buy no more Ford cars, man. No one's going to go over there and buy no more Mustang. No buying and selling and trading and export, import. None of that no more, man. When the Bible said this man stops you from buying and selling, talking about he sanctions countries, man. Jamaica can no longer sell bananas on the world market no more. You know why? Because America sanctioned them. Cuba can't buy cars no more. You know why? Because America sanctioned them. Like what the article said. He said going to war is too expensive, man. So what do America do? If you don't believe in your homosexuality, they'll sanction you, man. If you're a country like Saudi Arabia and you believe in Allah and anti-homophobic and all that stuff, they'll sanction you. That's what you got to do, man. You don't believe me? Ask Cuba, man. Cuba today got old cars. Cuba can't buy new cars. They're fixing old cars. Why? Because they've been sanctioned, man. Jamaica's been sanctioned, man. Loads of countries have been sanctioned, and that's what this man does. You don't conform to his life, he will stop you from buying and selling. And if you don't believe me, ask Beanie Man before they took away his visa, man. And ask Bounty Killer when they took away his visa, man. As soon as he conformed, what happened? He could buy and sell, man. He could get back on that stage. He could go back to Jamaica again and start making money again, man. And that's what it means to buy and sell, man. If you have their mark, you can buy and sell. If you have their philosophy and Christmas, Easter, if you say no, we ain't teaching about that, man, then they will put a sanction on you, man. And that's how it works. It's luck, yeah.
You understand? All this talk about chips and coronavirus vaccine and got some chip inside it and all this other hocus pocus, man. Listen, that's not the Lord, man. The Lord don't deal with no conspiracy theorists like that, man. We're talking about facts, man. It's not about what you think or what people feel. It's about the facts, man. The facts is this: that if you conform to this place, man, and these our oppressors and their philosophies and their vain, unclean and vile ways, man, you have the mark of the beast, man. You understand? You have the mark that the Lord did not give you, man. The Lord gave you. The Lord has a mark for righteous men, but there's also a mark for the ones that are not unrighteous, man. And that's why, in the midst of all these things in this pandemic, and our people being oppressed and brothers killing each other on the street, and all the things that we have to deal with, if I understand this, we have a place on this earth, man. So, like, if you get me Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 17, yeah, you understand? It's something that we as brothers and sisters must find. What we must look to, man.
Salakia, Leviticus 19, Salakia, what verse?
Oh, verse 17,
Verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
So when you're thinking about all these, all this, conspiracy theories about the chip and all this and all that, but this is what you really should be thinking about, man. This is what you really should be reading, man. You should not read that again, Slacker.
Leviticus 19, verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
When you want to think about conspiracy theories, man, just remember this, man. At least if you remember this, it'll be worthwhile what you say, man. Maybe you should think about this before you think about anything higher than yourself, man. Maybe you should think about something so simple, but so effective that will help our brothers and sisters in our communities, man. We shall not hate our brothers in our heart, man, or sisters. You understand? Read on.
Come. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and
we should always rebuke our brothers and sisters, man. We need to correct them, man. Correct them according to what? According to the law of our fathers, man. We should always correct one another, man. You understand? Read on.
Come. And not suffer sin upon him.
Understand? Suffering sin upon your people is allowing your kids to celebrate Christmas, man. Suffering sin upon your people is allowing them to celebrate birthdays, man. You understand? Allowing them allowing your sons and daughters to join the white man's military, man. You understand? Allowing them to be police officers and oppress their own people, man. And to believe that they are less than nothing when they are the great people on the earth, man. You understand? We should not allow them to be suffering to sin, not allow them to eat swine's flesh and to be subservient to the religions of our oppressors, man. That's what we should do, man. We should not suffer sin upon our brothers and sisters. Read on.
Verse 18. Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
You should not bear any grudge against the children of thy people, man. That's what we should be thinking about, black and Hispanic. Right. You understand? This is what we should be on about, man. It's not trying to conform to this world, but we should be thinking about how we're gonna love our people, man. How we're gonna love people that have been so far destroyed for so many years, man, and so far tormented. You understand? How are we gonna love them? We must look to not avenge against them and not bear any grudge against them, man. Because they are us, man. They are our family. You understand? Read on.
But thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord.
We shall love our neighbors as ourselves, man. We shall love our people, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans as ourselves, man. We should always think about their needs and what we wouldn't like and what they, you know what I'm saying? This is how we should treat one another, man. Listen, we should treat them based on how you would like to be treated. You understand? How what is good for you is good for the brothers, man. You understand? It's good for your people. You understand? You know, and we should treat our neighbors with that love, man. And our love goes to only our people, as we just read. You understand? That's the brother that we must come back to. You understand? All the things in this world and all the breakdowns and everything. This is the fundamentals, man. The fundamentals is loving our neighbor as ourselves, man. So, like, give me 1 John, chapter 4 and verse 20, Brother Shaw.
First John 4 verse 20. If a man say, I love the Most High, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. For he that loveth not his brother, whom he hath seen, how can he love the Most High, who we have not seen?
Exactly. That's it right there, man. You understand? He that saith he loves the Most High and hateth his brother is a liar, man.
That's right.
You understand? You must love your brothers, man. It is a command, man.
Right.
You understand? You understand? And even if they're wicked, you still have to show them a level of respect. And you don't try to avenge against them, man. You just find what is righteous to do, man. You find righteous ways to deal with your life and deal with things, man. This is written in this Bible, man. You understand? Read on.
Quran Khan. And verse 21. And this commandment have we from him, that he who loveth God, the Most High, love also. Salakia. Love his brother also. That's it.
Okay, no sweat. If you get me 1 John chapter 5 on verse
Salakia,
1.
what was that? Salakia, what was that?
Oh yeah, sorry. 1 John chapter 5 and verse 1. Sure.
Joshua 5 verse 1.
Yeah, whoever.
1 John 5 and 1.
Oh, first.
Whosoever believeth in Yahawashi is the Christ, is born of the Most High.
You believe on who the Most High sent, man. Who the Most High sent to rule over us, man. Read on.
And everyone that loveth him that begat, loveth him that is begotten of him. By this we know that we are the children of God, when we love and keep his commandments. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous.
So this is how we know we serve the Most High, man. When we keep what is written, man. When we keep what the Lord gave us, man. You understand? And these commandments are not grievous, man. It is not a grievous thing to love your brothers. Man.
That's right.
It is not a grievous thing to forsake the love of the oppressor and to only prefer your own, man. You understand? It is not a grievous thing to do so, man. But it is what we are commanded to do, man. It is the way that we should conduct ourselves in this place, man. So, like, if you read verse 2 again, I think.
By this we know that we love the children of God, when we love God and keep his commandments.
So this is how we know we love our brothers and sisters, the children of God, man. The blacks, Hispanics, and this is how we know we love them, man. When we keep what is written, man. This is how we know that we have brotherhood, man. When we keep what is written, man. That is it, man. Understand? This is how we know. When we keep what is written, that's how we know we love the Most High also, man. Because we keep what is commanded us by our King Christ, man. You understand? So I can read on this.
For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous.
That's right, man. You understand? We are commanded to keep what is written, man, and keep these commandments, man. To forsake what we've been taught in this world, man, and to love our brothers and sisters, man. You understand? That is what we've been commanded to do. It's to love the people of the Lord, man. You understand? But Salaka, get me Salaka. What is it? Oh yeah, if you get me Baruch chapter, let me get it. I believe Baruch chapter 4, 3 and verse 36.
he that found out all the way of knowledge.
Where you read it from?
Salakia, Baruch 4, Salakia, Baruch 3:36.
God.
He have found out all the way of knowledge,
Mm-hmm.
and have given it unto Jacob his servant, and to Israel his beloved.
That's right, man. You understand? The Lord has given us this knowledge, man. Us this wisdom and this service to the Lord, man. You understand? He gave us the service of the Lord to understand things, man. You understand? Read on.
Quran Khan. That's it on that one.
Okay, no, it's lucky. I think it's 26. No. That's right. Yeah. Give me Baruch chapter 4, verse 26.
Baruch 4:26. My delicate ones have gone rough. Salakia. My delicate ones have gone rough ways, and were taken away as flock caught of the enemy.
So the same way, if a man has a flock of sheep, right? You understand? And some of them were caught and taken away by the enemy. You know what I'm saying? They were attacked by wolves, or they were stolen by another man. You understand? This is the way the Israelites have fled and forsaken their ways. Read on.
Quran Khan. 27.
Mm-hmm.
Be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto the Most High, for you, for you shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you.
So you should be remembered of our power, man, that brought these things upon us, man, because of our forsaking of the law, man, forsaking of what was given unto us, man. We shall be remembered of him. Read on.
Verse 28. For as it was your mind to go astray from the Most High, so being returned, seek him 10 times more. So
as we as a people was falling astray from the Lord, man, and our mind we forsook the law for our own lust and our own vile wants and needs of this world, man, our vile fleshly desires, you know what I'm saying, carnal desires of the world. So now when we've been returned to the Lord, returned to our heritage, we shall seek him 10 times more, man. We shall do the service of the Lord 10 times more, man. We should be more apt and ready to serve the Lord, man, this time, man, because of how we know of how our forefathers and all the mercy that we've been given to be here right now, man. All the mercy that we have that has been bestowed upon us to serve the Most High. We should really in this time put in 10, seek him 10 times more, man. You know what I mean? Being diligent in how we serve him, man. So okay, read on.
Verse 29. For he that have brought thee plagues, Salakia, for he that have brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy again with your salvation.
You understand? With our salvation, when our King returns, man, you understand? All these plagues that are upon us as a people, all the things that we even suffered and endured in this place, man, all the rest of it, man, you understand? The same way that we suffered these things, and if we come back to the Lord and come up in this I.S.U.P.K, you understand? That's how the Lord will set us right, man. You understand? He will give us everlasting joy in our salvation, man. You understand? Read on.
Quran Khan. Take good, Salakia, verse 30.
God.
Take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for he that gave thee that name, Salakia, he that gave thee that name will comfort thee. Verse 31. Miserable are they that afflicted thee and rejoiced at thy fall. 32.
So those that afflicted us, man, those other nations, man, that afflicted and oppressed us, man. You understand? And them that rejoiced at our fall. Read on.
32. Miserable are the cities which thy children served.
So the children, the cities that we served, meaning like all the places all the nations and the cities and the great cities and the kingdoms that we served under, man, and all the places that we built up in like the UK, with all the slavery and the Windrush and all the rest of all the wealth that we built at this place, man. All the people that look down upon us, man, and oppressed us, man. Now these cities, these great nations and cities will mourn. Man. You understand? Read on.
Khan, miserable is she that received thy sons.
You understand? She that received our sons. You understand? The great city, this wicked place that received our sons and made them work and die for these nations and suffer at the hand of the daughters of the nation, man. You understand? We will rejoice, man, because their ruin is to come, man. You understand? Read on.
33. For as she rejoiced, Salakia, for as she rejoiced at thy ruin.
As this city, these kingdoms rejoiced at our ruin, man, our oppression, our slavery, man. They rejoice looking down upon these blacks and Hispanics, man, as they have rejoiced and gained greatly of our suffering. Read.
And was glad of thy fall.
They were glad at our fall, man. They were great and glad when they brought us to heel, man, and made us build up their kingdom and build up the wealth of all these lands that we dwell in, man. And they were glad by that. But read.
So shall she be grieved for her own desolation.
There you go, man. Just like you read the Revelations earlier, man. You understand? Just how these other nations will mourn at the fall of Babylon. You understand? Their protection and what gives them so much wealth. You understand? Now this wicked city will mourn, man. Now this city will be miserable, man, and grieve for our own destruction. Read on.
Khan, verse 34. For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude.
Her great multitude, man. Her armies and her cities and her peoples. The wicked kingdom that we're talking about. You understand? The rejoicing will be taken from her great multitude. Read.
Khan, and her pride shall be turned into mourning.
Her pride, man. Her pride. We're the USA. Oh, we're Great Britain. Man. That great pride of thinking they're entitled to anything, they're entitled to us as a people. Listen, all that pride, all that talking about the US of A and controlling the earth and giving sanctions to nations and oppressing nations and stealing lands and slaughtering our people and many other people of the earth, man. Now all of that will be turned to mourning, and now they'll start bawling, man.
That's right.
Now they will start to lament and mourn for their loved ones and their people.
Right.
Read on.
Khan, verse 35. For fire shall come upon her.
Read that again. Read that. Yeah, man. For what?
For fire shall come upon her from everlasting.
Yes. That's right.
Long to endure.
So for fire, man, shall come upon her from the everlasting, man. Long endured, man. All these things that was we endured for a time, man. But all this time we're enduring and holding it down and being patient, their judgment and their fire will burn them, man. These kingdoms, these great kingdoms that we look up to and that people want to conform to, man, there's a great fire that's gonna come and it's gonna burn them, man. You understand? Read on.
Come on. And she shall be inhabited of devils for a great time.
You understand? To be inhabited of these devils, man. You understand? These devils who oppressed us, man. These devils of the earth, these will be inhabited of us. And our homeland, inhabited of these devils, man. Who dwells in our land today, man? You understand? Amalek, man. Those people in Stamford Hill, man. You understand? The oppressor, man. These culture bandits, man.
That's right.
These will fall by the edge of the sword, man.
That's right.
Fire will come upon them, man.
That's
you
right.
Understand? Because they have taken our land and our possessions and all that is ours, man.
Right.
And now they inhabited our lands, you know what I'm saying? These devils, man. These devils inhabit our lands, man. You understand?
Right.
And this is a time where the judgment of the Lord will come upon them. And so I can read on.
Khan. O Jerusalem, look about thee toward the east, and behold, The joy that cometh unto thee is from the Most High. Lo, thy sons come, whom thou sentest away. They come, gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the glory of the Most High.
We'll be gathered from the east to the west, all over the earth will be gathered, man. And we will be brought back to our rightful place in this earth, man. And with that, that's the class. I hand it over to Priest Officer 5000 Karafia.
Right, clap, brother. Clap. With the I.S.U.P.K started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General YAHANNA. Rule for a new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will call each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:10, means 10th in the Hebrew Ma'ashera. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or the teacher. Priest fund, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocations is Purim in February. Or I can check the bulletin board in the hallway and check all I.S.U.P.K social media. That's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. And with that, I'm Madiam. Gotta give one quick suit to the teacher. Men of Israel, I'm Madiam Shabbat. I'm Madiam. Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Brakatah. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Brakatah. Yajamata. Saw. This is Madiam. I'm Madiam Shabbat. I'm Madiam. Barak. Yahweh Shema Alatah Hashem Yahweh Shai. Yajamata. Class dismissed.